Now, Chris Christie is the head of Trump's transition team. That means he is the person responsible for picking all of Trump's staffers. Now, he's not going to be solely responsible. Apparently, Senator Jeff Sessions, another deplorable guy, is helping in the process. Trump theoretically, ultimately, will have say over it, who's going to be in his cabinet. But the person in charge is monumentally important. Funny, because Chris Christie, when he picked staffers and put them in charge in New Jersey, it didn't turn out that well. A couple of them just got convicted. Oops. Now, this is over Bridgegate. And so he went on Charlie Rose's program, Chris Christie did, to answer questions about it, because it seems like your deputy chief of staff, the guy you put in charge of the Port Authority, were corrupt. Doesn't seem that way. It was proven to be that way. You picked them, and they said they coordinated with you. So what's your defense of this? Let's find it.
My first reaction was that the jury confirmed what I thought on January 9th, 2014, nearly 3 years ago. I had 24 hours to make decisions back then, and I thought there were three people responsible: David Wildstein, Bill Baroni, and Bridget Kelly.
Yeah, no, that's not what the jury said. They didn't say that you weren't responsible. Both the prosecution and the defense said, you know, the person ultimately responsible, Chris Christie. In fact, that's the only thing they agreed on. But since he's a professional liar, Chris Christie gets out there and he's like, see, proves that I wasn't responsible. No, it kind of does the opposite. All right, he's going to go on with this nonsense.
Why do you think she did it?
I wish I knew, Charlie. I wish I knew. I never could figure it out. It was one of the most abjectly stupid things I've ever seen.
Okay, in a best case scenario, you put that person who does abjectly stupid things in charge, which you might now do for Trump on a national scale. Great. But in reality, his answer is totally full of crap. I wish I knew why she was doing that bridge closing against the mayor that's Democrat and was opposed to my political policies and the guy I wanted to punish. I don't know why she did it. I've been trying to figure it out this whole time. God, I'm working my brain. I can't quite figure it out. Now, Talking Points memo explains, yet Kelly testified that she told Christie that Fort Lee's mayor, Mark Sokolich, was concerned that the traffic jam was an act of, quote, government retribution on the fourth day of the lane closures. So if you didn't know before then, you certainly knew then when she told you why she did it. Okay. And the Democratic mayor you were targeting also knew it. Right, more nonsense from Christie.
So what does it say about you and your staff that these people who work for you did this?
I thought about this in the last week. I've had 25 people serve on my senior staff over 7 years, and I had one person who didn't get it. 1 out of 25. So I don't think it says anything about me. I think it says everything about that person.
Oh, man. You know, that part actually bothers me more than anything else. Look, I know how corrupt Chris Christie is. I know he hired these people and told them to do these things. Part of the reason I know is because they said it in trial, under oath, right? But when I see him throwing them under a bus, remember, he got these guys to do his political hatchet work. They get caught, and then he turns around and goes, they're abjectly stupid. I don't know why they would do such a stupid thing. It's all their fault. Not me, it's them. And he throws his henchmen under a bus. It's particularly gross. So you know why they did it, because you told them to do it, and you've been doing it for a long, long time, attacking all of your political opponents in a ham-handed way. And no, that's not a joke about Chris Christie. Okay, so this is super clear. And this is the guy Trump puts in charge. All right, transition. One more clip from him.
First thing he said was that Bill Baroni told me.
That's right.
Right? And what did they told me what? Even Wildstein said that all Baroni said to me was that there was traffic at the George Washington Bridge and that the mayor was not getting his phone calls returned. Now, Charlie, I have to tell you, I have absolutely no recollection of any of them saying anything like that to me that day. So let's be clear. But even if they had.
So you're saying you have no recollection. You're not saying I can swear to you that they never said anything like that. You're saying I don't remember.
I don't remember any of it. But what I will tell you is this, Charlie. If they would have told me that, hey, we're creating traffic at the George Washington Bridge in order to punish the mayor for not endorsing you, I would have remembered that.
Okay, anytime a politician says, I have no recollection of it, they did it. That's telltale sign number one. Their lawyers told them, hey, say you have no recollection of it. They didn't say you didn't say it, or you didn't hear it, or you didn't do it. It just says, oh, well, I don't remember it. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. It's lawyer talk. It means he did it. In fact, we go back to Talking Points memo. Kelly, that's the deputy chief of staff that got convicted, also testified that she spoke to Christie repeatedly about the gridlock on the bridge while it was underway. And Wildstein testified that he and Baroni bragged to the governor about the tremendous amount of traffic in Fort Lee 3 days into the closures. According to Wildstein, they joked with Christie about Skolich's frantic phone calls going unanswered. In other words, of course he knew, of course. Why do you think they did it? They were like, oh, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be mad at that random mayor. No, Christie was mad at that mayor for not endorsing him. They were doing it to please Chris Christie. Come on, it's so obvious. But look, I'd get more frustrated if it weren't for the fact that the entire state of New Jersey gets it. You know what his approval rating is now in New Jersey? 21%. This is a guy who bragged about how he was a Republican, but popular in a blue state like New Jersey. Well, apparently not anymore. So I wouldn't even do this story. Who cares about this loser has-been Chris Christie? Except for the fact that he is currently in an enormously powerful position. If Donald Trump wins the election, that guy gets to pick everyone in his staff. God help us all. The whole 2-hour podcast of the Young Turks, commercial-free.
You're going to get it.
If you become a member, tytnetwork.com/join.